Two, testing one, two. Is the mic on? Just checking to see if this thing is working. It is Thursday night. Why do they call this Throwback Thursday? Call it Throwback Thursday. Who came up with that? Wow. I think it's time to have some fun. It's Thursday night. I'm bored. Is it Thursday? I think I'm bored. I think I'm about ready to have some fun on tonight. Yes. Let's see if I can find some music by my boy, the late Paris Bowens, my dude. I want to make sure I am on Restream. Yes. And then also make sure I'm on Facebook as well. What's going on? Richard. Okay, Sarkisian. All right, I got to get that name right. So maybe we can spell it straight out. Sammy Superstar. What's going on, Sammy? Next time we got to hook up at B&H, okay? Can you hear the mic, Sammy? I hope you can hear it. I'm actually tweaking some stuff on there. Camera junkie, what is going on, bro? I don't think I changed anything. So, after a while, I just got to talk about a couple things and you can come on in. So, let's get rolling. I'm messing with the mic on tonight. I'm feeling good about this. Let's pop this on. Oh, listen, I was so corny on that, I think. Shout out to Alicia Way for hooking me up, man. I was kind of nervous. But I think I worked it, okay? So I hope it wasn't too boring. So you testing your settings again? Yes, sis. Shout out to my girl, Tanya. What's going on, sis? I love you so much. You and your great husband. Y'all are the best. Wait, I got to make you bigger on there. Yes, and I love to play that video. I didn't do sermon on Sunday, so I wasn't able to do that video. But look, this is how we get everybody in the room. Rich, you said it was good. All right, people, if you didn't check it out, go to Ecamm and check out on their page on Demo Pros. Alicia Way put me up on that. But listen, I give people time to jump in. We just having fun. So we're going to do it like this. Yes. Put your hands together. Somebody just hashtag Paris Bowens stay. This is it. Memory of my brother Paris Bowens. I think tomorrow we celebrate. I did sneak a preach in there, huh? Yo. There we go. Anybody got teacups right now? If you dancing, put a dance emoji up. I like to feel good at times. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Tanya, I'm doing my Zach right now. Bumping with the music. Just make people happy. That's how we do. Brothers got a good heart. That's how you got to do it. Yeah, come on. Hey, man, I get down with the tea like the coffee. Michael. Yes. For so long. Yo. Shout out to everybody on the YouTube side. Doesn't it bang, Tanya? Come on. Brass and all. Woo. Song don't get tired. I'm moving it to YouTube, James. How's the SM7 beat sound? Sound all right, y'all? Stay with me. Come on, bro. Without you, Lord, I know I can't survive. Come on, y'all, put the hand clasps together. Soft rocks. Such talent. Hey, man. It's called Stay by Paris Bowens. I'm gonna show you how I got it tweaked, Rich. Got you.
I want you to stay.
Woo! Play, y'all. Alec, across the pond. What's going on?
Don't go. Don't leave. Stay with me. Be with me. Don't go. Don't leave.
Woo.
Yeah.
Just gotta let it rock out.
I need you like the deer needs water. I need you like the flower needs the sun. So stay.
Here it is, Michael. Watch the piano. He just go real corny. Jonathan.
Like the man on the lifeline. And I need you. Like the baby needs his mother. So stay.
Stay with me.
I need you.
I need you. Ooh. Stay with me.
I need you.
I need you.
Stay. I'm begging you to go away from me.
That is Paris Bowens. Stay. Can't get tired of that song. Woo. Devin, you know how that goes. Mike Reed. What is going on, people? Check this out. Thank you. Those jib shots. Look, I'm trying, Alec. I'm trying to hit those jib shots, trying to get them going. But that song is Stay by Paris Bowens. I'm going to be featuring more and more music as I can sneak it in. So I sneak a preach, but it's not always good to try to sneak music because you got to be careful. India, I saw that you closed the rings. Where we at, sis? That's what I'm talking about. You got to get them. Wait, let me see. Got to get them rings closed. Why is the camera upside down? That's what happens when, so it's a little bad. Hey,
Now,
thank you.
Don't you jib and move?
Oh, no, you're not going to jib. She said, don't you jib. Oh, my wife just bought me cheesecake in the room and she said, don't you jib. She said, don't jib me. How you going to say, don't you jib me?
Somebody just said something about you moving the camera. Don't you do
No, you're not in the shot. So stay right where you at and don't, y'all see, just wave your hand in the picture. Wave your hand in the picture. She bought me, you didn't know I was live? Look.
Fell down.
Wait, you need to sneak out? You need to sneak out?
What?
You said don't jib you. Oh, wow, you cute. You are cute. You wait till I go live and then you was like, oh, I'm going to jump in the room.
No, I just...
In a robe, though. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to all the husbands. Your wife just walk in a robe.
Nobody knew you were live, okay? I thought you were down here...
I was in here jamming to Paris Bowens. I was on my stay piece.
Is that tea?
Yeah, that's tea. So it's some in here. You want some of this? Look, it's all yellow and it's all matching.
Bottle.
Everything is
That's my
matching.
bottle.
Lewis says hello. You gotta say hello to everybody.
That is my bottle. Hi, Lewis. I heard you say it.
India, say hi. Yeah.
Hey, guys.
She said, look, India said Keith took a double take at Tina. Of course. I mean, look, I'll do a quick
Don't
sneak.
you quick sneak
Look.
nothing. Get
Oh, you can't see. Okay, yeah, all right.
Good.
I don't have an angle to sneak.
Right. I know where to come. Ain't no camera on this.
Let's see, right there. I can't get her. Can't get her over there. Can't get her over there. Tag going it. I don't have a shot to go that way.
Say
Oh, I need one more camera.
no.
She just gave me a reason to get one more camera. Do y'all agree? Won't y'all agree? Come on, y'all put a hand clap together for Tina. Huh?
I ain't no put no hand claps together.
Come get it.
Some of this tea.
Come get it. Everybody say, get the tea, Tina.
No.
Get the tea.
No.
Tina, get the tea.
Why are you? And what is this thing moving around? This is what you've been planning.
Alex, she don't know what this thing is moving. She said, what's this thing? Look, he said floater cam. You are right, Alex. Camera junkie. You said, Lewis, I need a floater cam so that I can catch her. I got a 51 laying around here. I got to get a floater cam.
This is floating. I don't see it floating on the screen.
Ooh, y'all say, come on in the room, Tina. Come on in the room. Let me give you some, let's give her some party music. Here we go. Some party music for Tina. Here she come, y'all. She about to come on. Mickey said, leave Aunt Tuna alone. Here we go. Come on. Pop to it. Come on. Dance in there. Come on. You cute. She got a robe on. The robe go with the T, y'all. Here we go. Come on. Here go the love cam right here. Just slide right in here. Slide right in the picture. Come
People
on.
want to see my robe.
They not gonna see that much. Just right there. Come on. It's a long robe. It's a long robe. Come on. Come on. There go her hand. Y'all see the hand? Y'all see the hand? She coming in. She coming in. Here she go. Here she go. Here she go. She trying to get it. She trying to get it.
Get off her. Get on my nerves. You get on my nerves.
Don't let it burn your mouth now. She about to burn up with the tea, y'all. She about to burn up with the tea. Don't drink it too fast. It's hot, right? So here, leave me some tea. All right, wife got me a cheesecake, y'all. See this? When you're trying to lose weight, right? Just like in the Bible, just like with Adam and Eve. Okay, let me duck the music. Just like in the Word of God, first sneaker preach. When you're trying to close the rings, right? What ends up happening is your wife brings you this from Cheesecake Factory. Now this basically is going to take and mess up all the calories I just got rid of. See that? That's what starts to happen. Thank you. Camera Junkie says I need another camera. That's right.
No, camera.
I need one more camera. Cause you
The camera like you need these calories. That's what you need.
listen. So here we go. So over the desk, let's go right here, right? And what we'll do is we'll go to Edelkrone, right? Shout out to Edelkrone. Edelkrone. This is not sponsored by Edelkrone. Smart pairing, right? Let's go to start that pairing, right? And when you start the pairing, it finds what you have, okay? And so we're gonna go back, and then we want to control, okay? You want to control. And so let me add in a picture. I'm just gonna add in something, okay? Y'all hang tight real quick. So there we have it side by side, right? So let's just do what we call a pan. Yeah, there's a pan and a tilt. And there she go. She's sneaking out the door, y'all. She's sneaking out the door. Let's get back on around here.
Now you proved why you don't need another camera.
No, I just proved why I need another camera.
No, you don't. You got this angle.
Huh?
It got all the way over here.
No, but it didn't get there quick enough.
Oh, it got there.
Okay, your music time is over. Okay, how do I stop this music? Okay, let's stop the music. So what I said I was going to do, let me get to it real quick. I said that tonight what I was going to simply do was to do some mic checks, some mic settings. And so I'm going to actually do that. So here was my quick scene. I'm going to do this real quick. And I do feel like talking about some stuff. So I'm glad y'all are hanging out with us. Chris, what's going on? Chris Cecil, bro, she know where you sleep. Hey, Chris, come on, man. Leslie Callahan is on here. Lord Jesus. Les, what's up, girl? Listen, Belle is like a grown woman now. Jeez. I'm like, what happened to the little baby? Okay, so I closed the rings, but now this is counterproductive because she got me cheesecake and I got to eat it because, wait, she just took all my tea. Hold on one second. Can I get some of the tea back? Jeez, she just took all the tea. So real quick, I'm going to go through this fast because I want to get into just rapping to y'all, seeing how y'all been. So as you know, normally, let's go over here because I did set, let's go back to this right here. I did have my stuff set up, and one of the buttons that I got on here is for the microphone. So here, I'll just go over the desk. This is my main microphone. I love this guy, but this is for recording. And I've just been a jerk because everybody rocks the SM7B microphone for the most part, except for India. She has the awesome microphone that my boy Tom Buck actually picked up one, and then he did a whole mic shootout something today. So Anyway, love that. So check out Tom Buck. Check his video out. If you never heard of him, you need to know this guy. Real humble guy. Got a lot of information if you're trying to do a lot of tech stuff. And to his lovely wife, Heather, great people. So you need to check them out. So this microphone is actually my production microphone. That's it, India. Shout that mic out. And there it is in her lovely picture. That mic right there, Lewitt 240. So very affordable mic if you want a great sound. If you listen to India, go to her page as well. You can hear her talk on there and she sounds great. The mic sounds great. You don't have to do a lot. Harold, you might want to check into that since you're talking about mics and stuff too. She just snuck in here and let's catch her on the way out. Oh, you missed her, dag. She was real quick like a ninja and she bought back. She drank all of my tea. Good Lord.
I only got a little cup of it, just a little teacup.
This is like half the bottle you took.
No, it's not. It's one of the little cups, okay?
Anyway, as I was saying,
Your mic.
go check it out. I'm gonna do a word on wheels. You gotta check it out because I'm talking about peace on the word on wheels. So I want y'all to see that.
You gotta learn to keep the peace.
Okay. So look, so with this Townsend Lab mic and with a processor called the Apollo Twin, right? If you jump into the Universal Audio tech stuff, you can get extra sounds. Okay. Now, what I like about this is I'm having fun with it and I just wanted to see how it sounds. But check this out here. So what I was trying to do before I was rudely interrupted, I just said messing with mic settings, tweaking the SM7B for the fun of it. And so, yes, let's be clear. Exactly. So here's what it starts with. Over there, I have, let me just turn to it. Over here, we have the Rodecaster Pro. All right. I'm going to show it to you real quick. Okay. Rodecaster Pro. This thing right here is a beast. The reason why I got the Rodecaster Pro was so I can do multiple things. But then I ended up realizing that what I needed, I had right in front of me. And so as you see these green faders and stuff moving, I actually have a audio suite, okay? And as my boy Doc Rock was saying, it's all smashed in one. And so my processing doesn't go outside of the computer, it stays in the computer, but it is on this one module, and that happens to be this guy over. Gosh, I got to do better with these camera things. So it happens to be, turn around here. It happens to be on this guy right over here. And this guy is called the Apollo Twin, right? So a friend of mine, she had one of these on sale. You might want to check out if she still has it. It's worth it. So with that, you end up getting a whole bunch of processing inside of the computer. And so inside of the computer, if you have an M1 Mac, especially, it can handle all this processing. Right now, I am running up to 4 different processors. So I'm going to show them to you real quick. And then we'll just get to some fun talk. And then it'll be time for me to go night-night. So one of those things is I run it straight into this Avalon. Now, this Avalon right here, I used on every project on that wall over there. Every project. And so, yeah, from Floetry, Will Smith, Music, Jill, and Patti LaBelle, everybody. So this Avalon right here, they came up with technology where you can have this inside of your computer and you have the processing sound with it. And so this is how I get the mic into it. And it is a gain. It's a preamp. From that preamp, I can take and get different sounds in here as far as my highs, my lows, all of that stuff. If I were to tweak some of the highs, if you listen here, it should get dark. Notice how it's getting dark. And you can add your treble and get the highs and crispiness right here. You can also add bass and stuff down the bottom to make it a lot deeper, or you can lighten it up as such. Now, the next thing we have is this right here, my other favorite, and this, I'm just giving up quick tips on night and little secrets. So this other piece right here is my Tube Tech. My Tube Tech is my baby. I love this Tube Tech. Thing I like about the Tube Tech is it adds that warmth that you just can't get anywhere else. So here is your boom. boom, that's your gain, so you get some sound into it. And then you have this compressor here, so it just, you know, opens and closes the mic. So if you get away from it, it kind of keeps the volume a little bit even. It pulls you back when you get too loud, the whole nine. But it's got tube, and so they mimic the tube sound real good. Next thing is this guy right here, which is so awesome. So this piece right here is the one, this is the reason why I jumped on here, just to show. I was fiddling around with this and I was trying to get a warm something else sound from the SM7B, and I found it right in this Studer app. So Harold Russell, if you are still watching, this is like, you know, this stuff from these tape machines back in the day. And when you really listen to it, wait, I got to pull this. There we go. I had to pull that gain back a little bit. But listen, this Studer right here, let me tell you, dude. So I have presets in here, which you can't see unless I show you the whole screen, but you'll hear the difference. So right now I have this preset on the vocal vintage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off so you can hear the difference in the microphone. So here it is off. Now that's without it. So if you notice, this will be a regular SM7B sound. I can boost it a little bit more. So if I were to boost it, let me see, add some gain to it. And yeah, so boosting the mic there, you get that. However, this is what I like about it. When I turn this sucker on, listen to this. You got the tape moving. See the tape moving there? And it adds this warm, round, rich bottom that I just can't shake. I love it. And so the presets in here, as I was playing around with them, they got stuff like hip hop in there, something like a Jadakiss or like an old tape. So listen to this old tape. See that? Now, see how it's old and crunchy? This allows for some creativity if you're doing different lives and you want to get that nostalgic sound. So just like they use LUTs in certain pictures, yeah, exactly, Harold, that analog sound. So just like they're trying to, like when they put those old sepia settings and stuff on cameras and everything, you can play with toys like this inside. So here's a hard rock. And if you notice, you see the tape spinning a little bit faster and stuff like that. But my favorite that I found, saturated, is pretty good. This is a saturated sound. If you listen to it, it's got real squashy, squishy, but rich sound. And this is all with just the same mic, the SM7B. So that's my whole process and setup. The vintage, I like the vintage. So notice it's kind of got that dead, like mid flat but punchy sound. It kind of like masks the highs that I put in from the Avalon. Okay, so yeah, Chris, it's like, it's so dope. But for all the people with the gas syndrome, GAS, you might want to check this out. It's a great tool and toy. So here's my favorite, and that is the vocal. So boom. Elaine knows exactly what I'm talking about. Elaine is up on this. She knows this stuff. Elaine. So some of the presets are too strong for me. You are making it work though. So Elaine, the lineup here is simply this. So Tube Tech, you definitely want a Tube Tech. The Avalon is super clean. And notice I'm not running a compressor on the Avalon. And then we go to the Tube Tech, which is just fire. It's going to keep that control and the compression. And then going to the Studer. The Studer is just the bomb. I love it. And so we could do other things like put delays and stuff on there, but that gets annoying to your audience. So I don't really mess with those. I did auto-tune before, which was fun. But so my setting now, I think I'm going to use it. I hope it sounds good to y'all. I think I'm going to stay on this vocal Studer setting. Okay, so I like that. So a couple other presets I'll show you, and then I'm gonna get on with some other stuff that I'm doing. Broadcast setting. So listen closely. Testing 1, 2. Now we're going to the broadcast setting. Here it is. Okay, this is called the broadcast setting. If you notice, it's got a ducker happening. So it kind of like ducks everything. So as you're talking, you know, right, Harold, I'm glad you said it sounds good. And that's my shout out to Ecamm. When you go in through Ecamm, the sound quality is so rich on there. you can utilize this great technology with what you have in your room to allow it to come out over the internet. So I would definitely make sure that I get Ecamm. So for whoever doesn't have Ecamm, you need to go to Ecamm. It's ECAMM, Ecamm, and you definitely want to get that program because it's going to allow you to take all your beautiful cameras and all of your great audio quality that you spent so much time, energy, and money for inside and allow you to get that out to everybody else. Okay. So a couple other things. It does have some other settings on here. I wish you could see it. It's just kind of hard to see if I show you the whole thing, but there's an old tape setting. Here's the old tape. Wow. So hear that? Notice the difference on there. It's an old tape. It's really sounding like an 8-track right now. And so that's going to set you apart from everybody having the same mic, and you're able to tweak it, give it a twang just for you. Okay. Here's a hard rock setting. So that'll be if I'm singing and yelling in the mic, you get these different type of settings. So that's pretty much it that I wanted to just show you on this. Boom. I love this vocal setting. See that? It's got that little bit of crisp setting. And you see the processing going through there. I love this. Okay. So that's the SM7B thing. So now what I'm thinking is I just may be able to put this back in the coffin for a while and save it for vocal sessions. Yes. Okay. Maxell cassette tape. You hear that, Richard? That's the sound that we're getting out of this. And that's what I love about this Apollo Twin. So once again, let me show you what's going on here. It's this guy over here. The Apollo Twin is a wonderful piece. And this piece is not brand new. This is older, okay? And so there are some people that may not know this, but they are selling package deals. Okay, they're selling package deals with the Apollo Twin, and some people don't know that. And what they do is they go straight for a Rodecaster Pro because that's what everybody said to go get. But I just want to offer options to people that don't know that this is not just for producers. Now, one other secret that I did not tell everybody is this. My boy Alicio Way, he said it sounds like some kind of dish or something, but there's a box, and it's called the Soyez box, okay? You want to check these out. So most people, you have a cloud lifter and you have that blue box. But this right here, you'll actually love this box. It's called a Soyez. So this has a lot to do with getting a vintage sound out of your mic. And so right now, if you are a storyteller, if you are a communicator, don't just get a clean mic. I mean, throw some grit on it, throw some sauce on it. Get the options to tweak it to make it you. You know, get that stuff on there like, you know, like your own car, and tweak it up so that it's like unique to what you want to do. And these are really producer tips, okay? That's what got certain artists where they are, because you come in with a different sound and you find a way to be uniquely you. All right. So those are my little tips. And I'm glad you enjoyed the intro song. And so now I would be amiss if I did not play my nephew's song. And that is one of my favorite. And that is With My T-Shirts. And Preston So has provided those. I'm going to play that. We'll be back. I got to get you word on wheels. We'll do some talking. And then we're going to go night night. Y'all ready for it? Here we go.
Layback horns hit me with something like, yeah. No. Hey baby, I'm about to be real transparent with you. I've been waiting by this door, just to have a little conversation with you. So don't think I'm creeping. I just want your name maybe you can slide your digits too. Yeah. 'Cause I put a lot of work in my game. Oh, yeah. So baby, role play, role play. Baby, won't you come and role play with me? Role play, role play, role play, role play, baby. I know you know me, I know you know, but let's switch it up, let's switch it up. Baby, won't you role play, role play? Hey, hey, you beat my nerves, and let me be your patient. And you'll be the I'm gonna be your student. So let me role play. Baby, won't you come and role play with me? Role play, role play, role play, role play, role play, baby. I know you know me. Let's switch it up. Baby, won't you role play, role play? Hey, 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 come on. You got two hands, let me see you clap before time. Yeah, and if you got two hands, let me see you clap before time. Yeah, and if you're happy and you know it, and you ain't afraid to show it before time. Hey, lay back home, give me something real nice right here before time. So baby, role play, role play. Baby, won't you come and role play with me? Role play, role play, role play, baby. I know you know me. I know you know. Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. Baby, won't you role play, role play? Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know you feel it. I know you hear it. Come on. Hey.
Everything drop out, just Eric on the bass. Yeah.
Hey, make it funky. Hey, make it funky. Hey, come on.
Lay back horns hit me with something else like
Let me hear you on.
God Almighty. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, get up, get on up.
Yeah. We out.
Get you. Hey, we rock. Let's go, let's go.
There we go. So listen, if you have not subscribed, go to theconvos.live. It's real easy. www.theconvos with a K, convos.live. It's on YouTube. And so mostly that's where we'll be at to get out of that Facebook space a little bit. So when I'm live, you can check it out. You can see some tech videos. If you have any questions, just ask me about any of this stuff. I'll be glad to give you the information on it. Okay. So let's get to a couple of things before we go night night. A lot of people have been talking about peace recently. Okay. We've been hearing a lot about peace. And so in hearing about peace, I like that thought. My friend Dr. Deirdre Jackson, shout out to her. I'm blessed to work with her, and she has a wonderful radio show that she does right out of the studios of the Convos, and that is on Voice America. And they do a lot of real talk. So if you don't know her, check out Dr. Deirdre Jackson. She is crushing it right now, and she's doing big things. Diana Gladney has been on her show, and she has many other guests. Irvin Fryer is going to be on there. She has many guests. And Harold, I think we got to get you on there. They deal with a lot of mental health issues and even more. And so, you know, one of those things is, in talking about peace, It's so what I was inspired to do today while I was bike riding was wait a minute. Mic for okay, I'm sorry. Let me put my things up here. Let me see. What was the white connector device on your mic for storytellers? Oh, you might be talking about the box over here. That's called a Soyuz box, okay? It's called a Soyuz box. And so, yes, my man is here. Loving the yellow mic and glasses, brother. I'm trying to match it up. And so, check this out. When people are talking about peace, they're wrestling a lot of times with confusion, okay? And we don't have the one answer. And so I think there has to be a balance between our spiritual walk, prayers, and turning to God, right? But then also not neglecting science. And some people do neglect science because they're just so heavenly bound that they're no earthly good. And then people are so into the earth that they don't believe that there's anything higher than what they see. And so when we talk about peace, I just have this perspective about peace is actually even in a mindset. It's a state that you can be in no matter what your environment is. It's basically conditioning your environment. And so there's growth that has to happen to understand peace. One of my bags that I always talk about in Philippians, from a biblical standpoint of view, is where Paul writes, and the peace of God, it transcends all the understanding. And so with that, I think the part that most people leave out is that you almost have to seek peace even when the environment is not peaceful. But it can happen. It can happen. And reality is you will feel the bumps of problems even while you're traveling in peace. Okay? The best way I can explain this is through my word on wheels. So I'm going to throw that in there. And then I got my homie that's going to hang out with us. That's a surprise. I'm going to get my stuff set up because I'm not as good as he is tweaking this eCam stuff. But I'm going to try to figure this stuff out. So let's check out Word on Wheels. If you would just hashtag wow for me and just put wow in the column, just put Word on Wheels. And I hope that you enjoy this. Check it out. All right, so here's my word on wheels. So if you really look at this now, better is relative and whatnot, but we have this thought of peace. And shout out to my girl Dory Spencer, was on the kayak earlier. But I learned something about these back roads. There's some roads that are great. I mean, fresh blacktop is smooth. And even though we call this environment around here peaceful, tranquil, whatever you want to call it, the road ain't always peaceful. Which means that when I look around and I see where I'm at, it's a peaceful place. But beneath me is actually bumpy. It's actually rough. There are potholes. I gotta be in peace, but I still gotta stay vigilant. I still have to stay aware of where I'm going because looking around is peaceful, but what I'm on is not always smooth. So you can be in a peaceful situation, an environment, but the ride can still be rough. So thank you GoPro for having good stabilization, but technically everything is very bumpy right now. And then I have to watch for potholes. Then I have to watch for people. And then I have to watch for obstacles, all right? And then I have to watch for cars that come up behind me. There's a lot going on. And even when things are speeding up and going fast, and it's not too hard to pedal, you still gotta watch out for potholes and bumps. So I feel the bumps. I feel the rough ground beneath me. So I may be in peace, but I still may be able to feel roughness and pain. Wow. So how does peace and pain go together? But it does not destroy my ride. The thing is, there are signs that says bumpy road ahead, potholes. There are warning signs so that you can enjoy the experience, but still watch and see where you're going to avoid some troubles. So that's my word on wheels for today, that every peaceful place doesn't have a peaceful feeling. It's really in your mind. And so if you allow your belief to control your behavior, I'm not really concerned about the rough road as much as I'm enjoying the scene. Was the road rough? Yes. But I embraced the scene, like these people. Hello. I got friends out here, I love it. All right, holla. Okay, people, I hope you enjoyed that word on wheels. That was simply dealing with and talking about what happens when we are in a place of what looks like peace, but it still can be rough in the riding and where you're going. And so that was pretty much it. And I hope that was something that was able to bless you on today on how we have peace. And I just want to know how many people have been in that place. You can raise your hand and just say, I've been there before, where the scenery was peace, but then you just started hitting a bunch of turbulence. You know, Harold said the wind. People don't know about that wind. Sometimes the wind hits you even in a place of peace and can just knock you off balance. And so you can look around and be in peace. And what you see don't really change, but what you feel can really mess you up. What you feel can knock you can feel the pothole that you hit. You know, your tire can bust while you're rolling. And so one thing about peace is something that, you know, it's more so the mindset of maintaining that state of mind no matter what you're going through. Okay, so my boy is in the room. I'm glad to just bring you in. So we're gonna hang out and we're just gonna have some fun. So let me see if this saved the scene. It did. So I was able to do this, set it up behind the scene, and then have you come in. What's going on, bro?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, man. I'm glad I can hear you. I can see you, man. How are you doing? And how's that child of yours? Where's your son at? It's your son, right?
Yeah, he's sleeping right here next to me. That's why I'm not trying to be too loud myself. So
I love it, man. I love it, man. How have you been dealing with peace lately? You know, I'm just go there, man. How you been dealing with peace?
well, that's an interesting subject, but I've been actually doing much better with that. I've been finding peace, you know, and trying to be more minimalistic,
Okay.
which is what that's been my personal journey like for a year now, which
Wow.
is, it was having to do with my son and realizing the circumstances that we were in. And it was like, what do I need more than anything? And, it really came to understanding that what I needed was to spend the time with my boy to cater to his needs and not much after that. Right. And
Right.
putting myself on the back burner, putting everything for my son, then it just makes it a lot easier when you take a lot of things that we would kind of superficially
Right.
think that we need, but we really don't. Just shelter, good people around you, and that could bring you a lot of peace when you're not worried about outside circumstances.
Dude, you know what? I'm glad you said that because, and you know me, I'm impromptu. Start talking about tech and stuff, having some fun with music. But like the people
Yeah, that's
that
what I came on for.
oh, bro, listen, the surrounding, it's like you last week, you went left. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You went left and it got sensitive. We all like teary eyed and stuff, like feeling it. I think that's necessary now. And that is a part of the peaceful journey. And so what Elaine said is awesome. She's like me, where we use these metaphoric stages, phrases and stuff. Like she said, it's all about peace, core training to stabilize there, regardless of the road. So turn on your inner GoPro stabilization. The reason why I like using my GoPro over my phone is because of the stabilization in there, because I can just be riding on rough roads and bouncing around. And the stability in the GoPro kind of keeps it even. So when you watch it, you're not like bouncing around, all jittery and stuff. It's a cheaper, quality than a camera. But you're not out there riding with your Sony camera, on a bike. But, the GoPro gives you a pretty stable shot. And so that's a good analogy of an inner peace. And one of the points that you said that I like was the people that are around you. The people that you surround yourself with. And look at us. We've never actually met in person. But I feel like I've known you for ages. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do too.
We look to one another for strength, and this is in and for those people who wrestle with belief or respecting all faiths and all beliefs, this is spiritual, honestly. This technological age is so spiritual because all of us are connecting through an environment that's outside of our physical, if you will. I feel like I've met Lim before in person. You understand what I'm saying? I felt like I met you, Elaine. You felt like you done hung out with these people, and then one day you just be like, I never hung out with these people, but you know what? These are people that bring me peace. When I say bring me peace, it's more so and adding to what you already have. Because if somebody peaceful comes into your situation and you don't know peace, there's a problem with understanding it because you have no identity on what peace actually is. So when it comes to you, you miss it because you haven't been seeking peace either, and you're not even open to accept it.
Yeah, it's like magnetic polarities, and if you're not aligned correctly, you're going to be giving off that negative polarity, which is gonna push away everything instead of bring the things that you need towards you.
Absolutely. Think about how you said about and I wasn't surprised when you were talking about Tom and Heather last week. And when you look at them and Tom is just like the coolest, like grown man, but little brother at the same time. Right. And it's like what turned me on to his
That's a
YouTube.
good way of putting it.
Yeah, it's like he's a grown man, all due respect, but then he's also like your young homie, like your little brother with the plaid shirts and stuff on. And it's something about his character. And then when him and Heather got together, you like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You like, okay, I couldn't predict who's with who or whatever, but when they're together, you like, I get it. It's like me and Tina, we're different ages, not too far apart. We come from different places, but when you're around us, you kind of like, okay, I get it, because we're happy people. We like peace. We like fun. We like you to be happy in our environment. You understand what I'm saying? We want it to be memorable even after you left our presence. We want you to be excited when you come around us. And we're all doing it right now, even virtual.
Yeah. I have to say, I'm probably speaking for a bunch of us, but we love the interaction between you and Tina on lives. Is just like the best. That's why I always got to send shout outs to her and, let you know. Yeah, we love it.
Dude, she is like hilarious. When I say hilarious, she's hilarious. She's funny. And dude, we've been married for 19 years. Okay.
Wow,
19 years. But the crazy thing about it is that let me get this on. So it's been 19 years, but I gotta say, the craziest part is it's like fresh every day. It doesn't get tired. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't get old. And that's the thing about knowing who you're connecting with at the beginning. There's a sense of being honest with yourself to see this is going to go well or this is just going to be baggage. Okay?
Yes.
It's just going to be baggage. You kind of can feel the tension. When you look back, a lot of times people say, I didn't see that coming. And the truth of the matter is, you got a hint of it, but you ignored it.
Yes, and that's something that I have to agree with you 100%. It's a lot of people have the fear of being alone in a relationship, so to speak. That just that fear will have them avoiding inevitabilities, which
Wow.
is like they already know that this isn't the person for them. And then the thing is that the mistaken part that I feel is that people stay in those situations instead of like cutting ties, maybe
Yep.
keeping a friendship, and then also be open to new possibilities.
Right.
But they want to have like the saying, you know, they want to eat their cake and have it too, because of the simple fact that they want to still have a relationship that's not working just in case, so that
Wow.
they can feel that they are not alone at any time.
Wow.
But then when something better does come along, it's a situation because they're carrying around, like you just said, that baggage instead
Right.
of not avoiding the inevitable, seeing that even though you guys are compatible, it's not like the end game. It's not the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
Right.
And if you're able to be honest with yourself at that moment and say, you know what, I'd rather have you as a friend still than to have some atrocity in a relationship because I was open to the possibility of somebody else,
Yes.
than to actually wait until that situation occurs and then they have this like existential dilemma.
Yes, yes, dude. That, let me tell you something. That is so powerful. Now here's what's crazy. Real quick.
I didn't think we were going to be talking about that, but
Nah,
keep
listen,
going.
man. Listen. The convos. That's just what I do. Like, I'm going to bounce all over. You know, I'll figure out what I'm gonna structure, but my structure is unstructured because
Nice.
sometimes what we don't do, we don't get the convo out of people that we really need the convo from. A friend of mine, he put up a post earlier and it was crazy. It was just a question, and he asked the question about, can unmarried people give advice to married couples, right? And it was kind of mixed on there. You know, regular people, pastors, different, you know, people. And I was one of those ones that was like, yeah, you can. And, you know, it wasn't an argument. Nobody was really arguing on there. But you had the side of the people where it's like, oh, if you ain't got no wife, you ain't no relationship, you can't tell me nothing because you don't know, and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, well, now we start to miss. And let me be fair in saying this. Whatever your relationship is, whether that's male, female, 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 male, male, whatever it is, right? Let's just interracial, whatever. Okay. Let's just blanket this real quick. It's not even a mate. It's just people that you get along with. When you think about it, I don't have to have a lot of friends to counsel you on how to have your many friends. I don't need, 8 siblings to tell you how to, deal with your siblings. There is a part where it is wisdom. And so here's the explanation I gave. Andy Reid, from what I gathered, was a limo driver, right? He was a limo driver and he coached football, right? Now, when you look at Andy Reid on the sidelines and a lot of coaches, they don't look like the ball players that they coach. You understand what I'm saying? I was at Craig Groeschel, right? Pastor of Life Church, big mega church, whatever, all over 33 churches. He did a demonstration and he showed the track coach for the Ethiopian runners who normally win races all the time. I mean, they're slim, trim, they run, they beat everybody running and stuff like that. And so you see this video of this guy that's like a Jabba the Hutt Jr., right? This dude is like a dark-skinned Jabba the Hutt Jr. When he sits in the chair disappears, right? And then you see the field. The camera listen, this is a real video. The camera shows the field. The field looks shabby. It looked like a ran down abandoned school. Then you see the gym, and the gym looks horrible. It looks like somebody's basement gym and stuff like that. And then you start to see the track runners show up. And then they interview the guy and they say, this is the coach of the gold medalist teams of the world. And you kind of like, wait, what? It's like this dude don't look like he ran since he was a kid. But yet he coaches them on how to be the best gold, silver, and bronze winning runners, which means that he doesn't have to be the runner to tell you or to help you in how to run. He has to just have a passion for it. And there are many people who have a passion for things that they're actually not really doing that much. And so, you know, when we talk about relationship and help and peace and across the board, now's the time that we're open. So back to the point of like you saying, I didn't know I was going to be on here for that. Dude, we're all reaching out, helping one another, because sometimes it's the voices that never get the mic that got the most valuable information. You were a solo project last week, dude. You know how many people could have came on with you? It could have been me, Tom, Heather, Doc, Diana could have joined you. Nobody needed to join you last week. You know why? Because you were spilling it, bro. You were putting it out there, and we were just receiving it. And that joint blessed me, and I went to bed. I slept good that night, bro. Thank you. So I'm telling you, thank you. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, because that just shows that that's just reciprocal, because what I felt that I was doing was just showing appreciation for what's come my way. You know, so the fact that you're saying like that I was giving it, I was just reflecting it. You understand? Because it was just showing what's going on with me at the moment. And, you know, I'm just grateful.
Yes.
Ecstatic for possibilities and for what's to come, the future, because I only see great things in my near and not so near future.
Wow. So let me ask you this. How do you feel about the people that you met in this pandemic? Do you really feel as though this was a pivotal moment in your life?
Oh man, Keith, do you have time? Because my story
I'm good.
Intricate.
I'm good, bro.
I'm
good.
Like, what has happened in this time has been life changing for me. You know, I went from having a brick and mortar business to having my son be born prematurely within the last 5 years of me dealing with him and his struggles. And, you know, we're overcoming them.
Right.
I lost my sister to cancer 3 years ago. I lost my grandmother to, you know, old age the year after, and I lost my mother just last year in July. So 3 pivotal women in my life that are no longer here, and I had no one to go to when I was going through one of my hardest things, which was the separation between me and my wife, and not having, you know, that female voice to speak to.
Wow.
Coming to me attempting to do as much as I possibly could to salvage my marriage, to keep a family. It just didn't turn out that way.
Gotcha.
And once, you know, sometimes you hope for the best, but things just don't work out. And it's nothing that we're holding animosity to each other. It's just the way it is. Just like we were waiting to do a baby shower for my son when he decided to crash the party, you know, 4 months premature. And we were just starting to get ready for the baby when he was already here. So it was an incredible roller coaster that just last year I had mentioned to Alicio that it was my niece had her baby on Monday. My mother passed away on Tuesday. And then we sold the house to like finalize the separation on Wednesday. And that was like a week of mine last year.
Wow.
And throughout all of that, what it did is just, it gave me that realization of what were the things that I really needed. And at that moment was like, I needed like shelter and my baby boy. And I said, I'll figure out the rest. And it's like starting legitimately and not hypothetically, but legitimately from zero.
Wow.
Having nothing, like some debt, no savings, nothing. Just starting from square one with a boy who needs the majority of my attention. And that just allowed me to really, like I said, put things into perspective of what I needed. And, you know, the bare necessities, of course, is what we deal with. Like what you see here as my set, this is my one bedroom that I share with my boy, and it's my studio office, my workstation, my everything. And I know that because this is all that I need right now. And people have told me, like, oh, but why don't you get a bigger place and stuff like that? I'm like, I don't have time for a bigger place.
Right.
And that's what people sometimes don't understand. Like, I was there in a house with 3 bedrooms, a kitchen, family room, 2 bathrooms, and it was like I had to spend so much time cleaning the house that I wasn't even enjoying or partaking because of my situation. I kind of lived out of my room, which was my office,
Right.
and my boys' room. So when it came to that, I just realized I'm going to combine both of them into one so that I have one less room to clean,
Right.
basically.
Right. Exactly.
And how I'm starting from square one, it's like, let's start building from here. And that's when I really started investing in myself. Even though I had my my business, I started to. That's when people started seeing me more on the online community. You know, and it's funny because come around that time last year is when I bought my first pro membership to TubeBuddy. And that was like the first investment that I made in myself in this path.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, let's see what it comes from. And you know, the next thing you know, I'm starting to be recognized by people that I recognize. And we've been talking about it with like for the last couple of weeks, and Tom's mentioned it a couple of times, but
Good
it was
point
Tom
there.
Buck who really put me on point, you know, like who
Wow.
really opened my eyes because I was already on the platform. I was within the live streams, like everybody knows me. And what ended up happening was I was on his 40th subscriber live stream.
Got you.
And he was mentioning, you know, giving, you know, shout outs to a bunch of creators. And me just being in the chat, he recognized me and kind of gave me like an extra shout out. He's like, oh, and check out Mr. Camera Junkie because he really knows his camera stuff. I speak, you know, with him in the Christmas room with Peter Gregg. And like I said before, my jaw dropped to the floor. I was like, what? Like, that's like what most people would want from other creators.
Well,
You know,
look at
people try
this.
to be like,
Well, look
What's
at
up?
this. You said something very important. You said you got recognized by people who you recognize. And so you recognize their value to you, and they recognize you recognizing their value. And so when somebody recognizes your value, that's value to you. And so like when you recognize my value, that lifts me. When I recognize your value, that lifts you. And the thing is, if we try to measure what value is unique to each person. And so you may say, oh, look at Keith with all the cameras. But you know what's value to me is just sometimes a hello. Or you doing a great job, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody else, they're on their path. They know they're doing a great job, or they're seeking to do a great job. But value just may be how you doing. So value has its different definitions. And so this is why we were all in a praise for you last week, because it's like, yo, dude, just showing up just makes us feel a certain kind of way. And to listen to everybody watching right now, you're church folk or any kind of community organized somebody, just showing up means something. Shout out to my boy, Pastor G. Lamar Stewart. He is a pastor in Philly. And you know, you probably heard our streets are real bad. He's also on the Philadelphia police force. But he hit the streets. I mean, just walking the streets, you know, to check on the streets to try to help. And so sometimes just being there makes all of the difference. And so you being in the comment sections, somebody of a caliber as a Tom, and remember, he's humble. Like, he doesn't, it's like, dude, you almost had 100,000 subscribers, and he's just like, you know, and it's like, yo, dude, like, yo, for real. Like, I was watching. I was
You
glad
gotta
to know
love
you
Tom.
because, dude, I was a fan of his, and then it's like, yo, I actually got to meet this guy. This is crazy, you know, now online, but I actually got to, this dude friended me on Facebook, and I'm kind of like, yo, that's dope because
Yeah.
he can friend so many people, and it's not that he doesn't because he doesn't want to, it's just so many people. So to be recognized by people you recognize, that has great value. And so you know, I really like it. Elaine says she's loving your story. It's good to know your story. And so look what she says.
That's why I said if you had enough time, because you know it continues from there.
Wow. And my man Alec, I know he must be up late. He's across the pond. To have the focus and commitment that you continually show after all that you went through is truly inspiring to us. And that's something that my man Harold Russell's was on here. I don't know if he's still here, but you know, there's been, you know, him and I, we met long time ago, but to know all of this stuff that each other has been through and to be here today, that reminds us of significance. Okay. So right now, who you are to your son is very significant. You know, you don't have to be successful as a father, right? If you keep focused on being significant, right? The significance of why he's here, why you're here, you know, of where you need to go, success is going to be there. Like, you know, success will trail behind, or success is accessorizing significance. That's really where success needs to sit at. It's an accessory to, it's kind of like the biblical saying we have, seek first the kingdom, right? And then all these things will be added unto you. So therefore there's a focus on the significant part is where we're going, you know, after this. And so things pass away, things leave. But then here's another teaching that we have is, and their works do follow them. So wherever you're at now, the work that you do for significance, even that work is going to follow you because you affect people when you pass by. You understand what I'm saying? You have an effect on people when you're in that space, when you're in that travel, in that drive-by. Even at an airport on a layover, you have an effect on people to some extent. You know, and so you just showing up in columns, it's the consistency for you. I think that's what it is. It's your consistency, your humbleness, and it's just like people recognize who recognize them in most cases. Or it's healthy when you recognize people who recognize you. And so it's reciprocal. And so I appreciate it, man. And like Elaine said, I had no idea. But you know what's crazy, dude? I don't claim to be prophetic in this sense, but sometimes I can sense that when people are carrying baggage, you know, when they're carrying, think about this. We always see you in the camera, right? And you have and I'm using a good phrase of this. You carry a burden, right? And it's not that burden is the burden blessing. Okay. And so, you know, bearing these burdens, we have an old hymn saying is that, you know, he will help you bear your burdens. And burdens don't mean a bad thing all the time. It could be weight that you have to carry. I mean, but here's the thing. When you carry your son, you're making your arm stronger. You understand what I'm saying? You can't carry him without exercising. So, you know, even though it's a load, that load makes you stronger just in carrying, you know, like your bike, you know what I'm saying? You from here, like, yo, our arm
that
wrestle,
strength,
dude,
like,
'cause
this is solid, man. 5 years of carrying my son, because that's actually one of the things with him. You know, one of his challenges was that he actually outgrew his size when he was still in the neonatal intensive care unit. So he didn't get to learn how to walk in the appropriate time. And now that's one of the challenges, that he's still learning how to walk now. He's
Wow.
mobile and he still moves around. It's a lot to do with the joints, the tendons to be stretched out correctly, and his balance. And we're working on all of those things like all the time. He goes to therapy 2 times a week, and but that's why I have 5 years of him on my on my shoulder, and I know exactly what you're saying. Like the muscles that are built here are just like permanently locked, and it doesn't matter what happens because he's priority. And I was dropping him off at school one time and taking him out of the car seat, and my foot got stuck between the tire and the ledge
Whoa.
of like the parking while I had him. So I got stuck right there and I started falling. I don't know what I did. I must have brought out my old breakdancing moves or something, but
Come on, sir.
some way I contorted myself to take all the brunt
Boy,
of the impact
boy,
and allowed to have my son be without a scratch.
boy,
You know,
you-
the faculty came out and helped me, you know,
boy, you
and they
just
were
preached
just
the word.
amazed.
Come on,
Absolutely,
brother.
because it's like I'm
Say it.
doing everything in my power to make sure that he's taken care of, and that's why I'm here now. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing here, and he is my why. He is the reason why I do what I do.
Bro, hold up. So for Anselm and Stuart, if you're still here, this boy just snuck a preach right here. So you have your burden, right? You have your bundle. So another word for that burden is bundle, right? It's a responsibility. It's something that it's a load. It's a weight. That is a responsible. That's the flip side, the positive definition of that
Responsibility,
within
yeah.
context. Responsibility, right? And so you got stuck and you began to fall. You eventually fell, right? Am I correct?
Oh yeah,
You okay?
my
okay.
my
okay.
knee still feels it.
Stay with me. So you actually fell, right? You fell. But you protected what you were carrying, right? Because of your responsibility, even though you fell. Come on, sir. You
You
fell,
snuck that in there.
and you still feel the pain from the fall. But if you look down to your left, is he on your left? Is he
Yeah.
on your left? If you look down to your left, right? You can look at him, your blessing, and remember that holding and covering your blessing so that your blessing don't break. You took the pain for your blessing. And that pain was within your responsibility to carry him when he couldn't carry himself. And so you fell, you got stuck. And God didn't allow your foot to come out of it. You still took the fall. But somehow, and look at what you said. You said you don't know how, but you pulled out some breakdance move and you found a way to twist.
I was falling with my foot stuck. How do you expect? Like I did something. What I did,
Come
I
on,
can't
man.
explain.
Come
I just
on.
know that he's okay.
You say it again?
That's what I'm saying. My foot was stuck and I'm falling. I was like, I can't tell you what I did. I have no idea. All I know is that he is fine and he was okay. Me,
Good
not so
Lord.
much,
Come on.
but he was.
Come on, Reverend. He said, for the joy that was set before him, he endured. Come on, sir. Listen, you know what's crazy? I am going to preach that. And I'm going to bring your name up. Pam, I might preach that at your church. I'm going to say your name. My man Lewis, camera junkie, we call him. He had his son and his foot got caught. And his foot did not come out from being caught until after he took the fall. Good Lord Almighty. Man, you can come to my church anytime, man. But I can see you holding, right? And then you even had to turn in your fall. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, you had to turn in your fall. Sometimes people just let it go in the falling, but you had to maneuver in the process of falling. Am I right?
Yeah.
You had to still be active even though you were falling.
There was a chance that I could have fallen on him. Do you understand? So you know what to
Yes.
imagine an
Yes.
adult man falling on a small child. So I had to do something, and like I said, it reversed it to the point where I landed on the
Let
ground.
me give you
and I
full
was
picture.
able
Go
to
ahead.
just-
Go ahead. Take a move right there. You had to do what? You did what, man?
I
Go ahead.
had to move my body somehow so that I didn't crush him,
Mm-hmm.
and then just was able to just hold on to him, like even though I was in pain, just
Right.
held on to him so that he was on the ground sitting, and he had no idea. He's just looking at me like, "We're gonna play here in the dirt, Dad." And it was just like I'm in so much pain. But luckily, like I said, the staff came out right away. They saw it through the security cams. They thought something worse had happened. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should have gotten that videotape so I had proof. You know, 'cause,
Wow.
like it wasn't my best moment, but it could have been, right?
So there were eyes still watching to be there for help if needed as well. There were eyes on you even in your falling.
Definitely.
People in position to help
A lot
you
of people
even
ended up laughing.
Hey man, so, listen, sometimes we have to a laugh is a joy sometimes. So look, see,
I'm laughing.
this
I'm
is
not
why I
worried
do
about
stuff
it.
like this, because see, we would have never known. We know you can talk about cameras, we know you can talk about lights, we know you can talk about microphones, but who would have thought that story was going to pop out? Wayne Garrett, what is up, man? Listen, man, it's about the convo, man. I want to call it a show, and we can call it a show, but it's really about the convo. Siobhan, you already know these are my sisters on here, Siobhan and Pam. Pam is my favorite. It's like, Pam is my favorite. No, Pam been getting smart lately. Siobhan is my favorite right now. But Siobhan and Pam Cook, they are awesome. Siobhan Cook's husband, he's in ECAM. He actually was another reason why I dove into ECAM. He actually is as good as us with this, man. He's just kind of incognito. He doesn't jump off much, but he's tight. But she says maneuver to hold on to the blessing. And this is what we're doing in our community. There's maneuvering going. Look, Sonia, look, my sister Sonia's like, he preaching over here. I'm just, listen, dude, you need to tell that story. Like that story just, I'm glad you said it on here. I'm glad you said it on here, because I wouldn't have known. You don't understand the church folk on here. We running around the church right now just listening to this. Okay. Thank you, sir. We running around the church right now because what you said. Now here's the thing. You have no idea how big of a blessing you just been to so many people on tonight. To just say, and look, you just naturally told the story. You didn't have to make it up. You didn't have to try to shift it, maneuver it. But like you said, it was just as simple as you had a situation where embracing your son, holding your son, you took a fall. It ain't I almost. So now that's a whole different spin on we fall down, but we get up. That right there, I've never talked about the turn in falling. Good Lord Almighty. I've never talked about the turn and falling. Some people, you know what? It's almost like we don't want to teach, learn how to fall. Okay? It sounds counterproductive, but
No, you're absolutely right.
learning how to fall. You know, that roll, that turn, right? Because did you go to your back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I was falling like on him. Because when I took him out of the car, my foot got stuck, and that's when I started falling. I had nothing, so I had no legs. And as it was him first, I had to switch it so that I just took all the brunt. Like I said, I took all the brunt.
Wow. And the protection in the fall. Come on, Steven. He said the protection in the fall. That's good right there, sir. That's very good. So the protection in the fall. So there you are twisting and you fell. Dude, you really blessed me, because I was close to a situation like that with my son Caleb. You know, I was and in my head I'm thinking about it like, you know, what do you do in certain places? Like you get in front of stuff to protect the kid. You know what I'm saying? You jump in front. But it's like, are you ready to take the L for their life? That's big. You understand what I'm saying? And you took the L for his life. That's big. And I think the shout on that is Anselm help me here. The shout on that is when you said you still feel it from that fall.
Every time it rains. Every time it rains, buddy.
You
Like
said
my
you
knee still.
You
I
still
te-
feel it from the fall.
I tell him every once in a while, I'll be like, boy, this knee. Boy, you know I love you.
Look, our boy, he said he lost his fuzzy slipper on the third lap around the bed. See, you got him running, man. You're blessing people, man. What Alex said, there is some seriously deep wisdom in there. Maneuvering during the fall. Maneuvering. Okay? Maneuvering. Because you wanted to get back up. You wanted to protect him. Tom, what's up, dude? Listen, did you see
What's up, Tom?
Condor Purple? You know.
Oh, yes.
They got Condor Purple. As soon as I seen Condor Purple, I thought about Tom, right? With Condor Blue, right? And I'm like, what they need to do. Wait, where am I at?
But that's the undone cables you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the Undone, Gerald Undone. And I thought about
Exactly.
I thought about the Condor Blue, and I was like, well, if they want to do that, they need to give Doc. Right? They need to give Doc a purple, and they need to give Tom, Tom Buck the blue. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, dude. But yeah, shout out to Gerald Undone with that. So how did I get tagged in the post? I don't know, Diana. What did I say about you earlier? Did I say something bad about Diana today?
I don't think so. I think we've been good.
Yeah, we've been good, Diana.
Hi, Miss D.
I didn't say nothing bad today, Miss D. I didn't say nothing bad about you today. Today. Wait a minute, Harold. What'd you say? Took him 10 minutes to tell his story when had only 3 seconds to make all those decisions. Wow! Look at what my boy Harold said. It took you 10 minutes to tell the story, but you only had 3 seconds to make all those decisions.
Not even.
Come on,
1
dude.
second.
One
was
second.
like-
Look, you had 1 second.
I was crashing. I was going down.
Oh my god!
I laugh about it because I was there, right? That's why
Right.
I could laugh about it, and I know how hard I hit the ground. Boom.
Dude, man, listen, man, you blessed me on the night, man. Like real talk. I think a lot of people need to hear that. Would y'all encourage his heart? Anybody that heard this story and it really touched you, or you can resonate with that story, resonate, you relate to, with that story, just let my boy Lewis know, okay? Just let him know that you can identify with turning in your fall. And so my friend Dr. Jackson, Diana was on her show. She just got picked up for a second season. My friend Dr. Jackson, working out at the Convos. She actually is talking about pivoting. And so her show is called The Flip Side of Adversity. And so, listening to what you were saying, like your story, I may have to have you get on Virdra's show. Like you might need to be on there so that it can be broadcast. It's on Voice America. It's a worldwide show. I'm going to see if there's some slots open, because that story and how you pivoted in relationship, and then also with birth, and then also loss of loved one, all around the same time. Am I correct?
Yeah, like it's been a whirlwind since my son was born about 5 years ago. And, from what we started this conversation about being about peace, that's what I'm saying. That instead of adding more things, it was the recognition of removing the things that were unnecessary, whether they were relationships, whether it's in some cases even family, that you have to remove so that you can find that peace and then be able to see what's available to you. Like for me, in my case, was this amazing community that I'm a part of now. That
Right.
I'm, the fact that I feel like I know you, Tom, Doc, Diana, so many people that is like, these are people that I know that I just haven't met
Right.
physically yet. And I know for a fact that none of that would have happened if it didn't come to the point of me making a decision where I could have just closed it all up. You know, I could have just packed it all up and say, you know what, it was a good try,
Right.
and just like mail it in because of all of the circumstances. But even the fact of me losing my, you know, my mother, my sister, my grandmother, what it made me realize was that people take time for granted. And that's what I'm not going to do. I'm going to make the most of the time that I have, including spend the most time that I can with my son,
Right.
cater my life and business around him, and then made myself more accessible to my passion, which was the photography. And
Wow.
that spawned Mr. Camera Junkie. That spawned me live streaming. That spawned me connecting with Doc and so many amazing people. You know, also Peter Gregg. Shout out to Peter Gregg, because he is someone who probably was the first person that saw something in me before I did. Because during this whole thing, he took a couple of times where he highlighted me during the year before I had any idea of what was possible.
Wow.
And I have to give a huge thanks to Peter, because he's an amazing person. He's, you know, he's someone who I have his phone number as well, and he lives here in Miami, and yet I still haven't met him physically, but I can also say that I call him a friend. And he's also an amazing individual that I have to really give, you know, a lot of thanks to, because he's also one of the people who allowed me to see my own potential and allow me to get out of my own way.
You know, so here's what happened for Tina and I. We've been in a space where, and once again, shout out to my sisters from Philly on here, Siobhan and Pam Shipman. Their mother passed away unexpectedly. My father passed away in 2008. So, and I'm very tight with their dad. He's like a father to me as well, Pastor Robert Shipman. But here's what's crazy about now. Like, they're great people. So you have to really understand, like, surrounding yourself with the right people, but also not making a big complaint about who you cut off. Okay? So think about this. A lot of people waste time where I chose people I was hanging around. I chose people that I let in my space. When you realize it's not healthy for me, we don't have to make a boast about who we're cutting off. Just move into the next space that's available. And then comes the pandemic that no matter what we were doing leading up to it, when it happened, everybody literally had to pivot. I don't care if your stuff was doing great. I don't care if it was doing bad, whatever. The pandemic just caused everybody to pivot. It affected everybody. And so when it affected everybody, it's kind of like those apocalyptic movies or like The Walking Dead, where you got to pivot and say, it's zombies everywhere and we got to do something. You don't have time to pick and look at people and go, you just going to feel it early. You're going to see it and you know that this is going to be a long run, or you know this is temporary. And so I'm grateful for the outlet, but the inlet and the influence and the connectivity of people. And like you said, look at all the people that we haven't physically come in contact with, but we are helping each other survive, live, to start again, you know,
And thrive.
and thrive. Dude, when I say thrive, and there's no respect to person right now, it takes nothing away with, you know, our accolades, who we are, this, that, and the third, but it gives even the high a position of humble. It helps those who didn't think that there's somewhere to be recognized, as you said, by people who are well recognized. And so it draws attention and says, wait a minute, I was overlooking this person, I was overlooking that person. And then when you realize the value that people are to people that you think are of value, it actually lifts you and it takes you into yet a better space. So, once again, our girl is in the column, Diana. I feel like I've known her for God knows how many years. Like, she's a sister that gets on my nerves, and I love her. Pam, Siobhan, they get on my nerves. Chocolate Twist Yoga is family. Like, we are like family up in this joint, and I'm loving it, man. I'm just. But your story, man, this is what my goal is. I like to have fun with everybody, but I know we all have stories. Diana literally made me cry. You're going to like this. She actually made me cry, and I have evidence of it. I'm not going to play it, Diana, but I have evidence of it. When she was on Dr. Virdra Jackson's show, Diana unpacked her story and had Tina in tears because we had no idea. But it's like when she gave it up, like we felt it. You understand what I'm saying? Like we felt it. And so I'm realizing my lane, and that is, let's get the stories out while at the same time we're growing and we're living. Because the same way that pain is real, that reminds you of what you've been through with your son. But the blessing of it is one day you're going to tell him that story. And he's going to understand the value of why daddy loves him so much. And you're going to be like, yo, when I'm always holding my knee when it rains? There was this one time. And he's going to be like, wow, really, Dad? It's going to bless him. So, yeah, man. Siobhan, don't get smart. She talking about, wait, what I done did. You ain't did nothing. Diana, what you up to? You jumping in or what? Don't you have the link or something? I love talking to Diana because she gets it in. You understand what I'm saying?
I actually do. I haven't spoken to Diana and told her this myself, but if she's listening, I actually was able just this past week to realize like who she reminded me in my life, and that's actually my grandmother, the one that had just passed away, which was, we called her the godfather of the family, and what she said was like law. So
wow,
that Miss D has that same type of mystique in her presence.
Wow.
And then I was like, yeah, that makes so much sense, because then that's why so many people, including myself, appreciate her.
Listen, she's got an old soul, man. You understand what I'm saying? She's got an old soul.
Exactly.
It was like when I met her, I met her as like the tech person, right? And I'm like, oh, I like this girl. She's dope, and I'm learning all these little techniques and stuff. And, I'm hearing her talk. And then, of course, the main story where she basically sold us all out and she gave up on Canon after I got into it. You know what I'm saying? But then, I was happy to get to know her. And then she started giving up her story. And I'm sitting there like, yo, she was like my help when I had like writer's block for sermons on Sunday. Real talk. And so when I'm trying to like come up with stuff, and I'm like, we're talking about cameras and stuff, and then Diana goes, one day I was talking to so-and-so and blah, 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 and she goes, and I'm sitting there like, wow, that'll preach right there. And I'm writing this stuff down. I'm just like, this girl's got an awesome story. And so it really helped me get through hard times. So I value that. I'm always trying to see inside and beyond the obvious. Because we can sit here and talk about cameras and drones and all of that stuff. But what's your story? That's what we really want to know. What is your story? And that's where the value is. So we much appreciate all of that. So I'm listening in the background and we're okay, good. She's working and enjoying listening to Camera Junkie story. It's his time. Boom, there it is. See that, man? I told you we was going to do it.
I'm just so taken back because so many things, like what you were just saying, the recognition, right? The recognition. First of all, being recognized by so many people on this platform that I never thought, that's something that shocks me still till this day. And it's happening more and more. So the latest one that happened for those of us here in this community was Brian G. Johnson. He helps a lot of creators on this platform, and he held the live stream just earlier this week, a couple of days ago, and I'm there learning from someone who's been on the platform, someone who has a lot of information. So I'm in there participating and learning and listening, and he was able to recognize my name, put my
Wow.
comment up on screen, and I saw that he literally like looked at my name and it sparked, and he's like, "Hey, is anybody going to like one of these video conferences?" And live on stream was able to say, "Mr. Camera Junkie, will you be there? Because I hope so."
Wow.
And to hear Brian G. Johnson say that he's hoping to meet me at an upcoming conference, like the video, People of Video, dude, that's
That's what I'm talking about, man.
that's
Blow
what
it.
I'm saying. Like,
Blow it up.
I'm just still like shocked, humbled, and amazed that I was just like that's Brian G. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Right.
guess for me, that was a little bit of like another like starstruck moment, for so many, Like I said, when Tom mentioned my name on stream, it's just that, and that. I guess the biggest shocker is that it's been happening more frequently.
and
in
the
these
best
past
is yet
couple
to
of
come,
weeks.
man. I think I'm not the only person that told you that. I think about 5 of the people said that. The best is yet to come.
Yeah,
know?
and Miss Diana saying that it's my time. I'm grateful. I can't say that I wish it isn't. I hope so, but but in the same time, it's like I'm taking it, like one day at a time, because
Right.
that's one thing that my son has taught me. That you can plan for a lot of things.
Right.
Like, we were planning for baby showers. We were planning for a lot of things. And that wasn't the path that was predestined for me, so to speak.
Right.
And
right.
when people could get down about a situation like that, I was able to look at it in a different light. And, somebody helped me with the situation and said, you have to understand that that little guy chose me to be his father.
Wow.
He chose me because he knew that I was already going to be ready to take on the challenges.
Wow.
And let me not get too worked up now, but
Hey, you can do it
like
on
I
the combos,
said-
man. This is what we
no,
do.
but that's what I'm saying.
This is
Like,
what we do, man. You can do it on the combos. It doesn't matter.
It's just, that's how much passion that I have and love that I have for my boy, and doing everything that I can for him. That's what I do. If this were for me, I would just be like, yeah, it's for fun. But the drive, the knowing that I will never give up is for him. It's everything that comes my way is going to be an inevitability, because it's just, there's no stopping me.
So look, there's a significance in, or something we can relate to, how virtual has become an outlet that's actually a space of victory for a lot of people. Okay, so I think when we all met, if we really start pulling out the stories, right? Everybody's got some kind of story where this virtual space has become a victory space of some sort, because it's kind of like we're the masked unmasked. So when the pandemic hit, you had to go outside, put your mask on, right? But then when you come to the camera inside, you're seeing everybody without a mask. So you pull the mask off into the virtual space, but you have to put the mask on to go into the physical space. Okay? So in the physical space, it's almost like a mask. There's a hurt, there's pain, right? But then in this space, it has become an outlet of victory. Okay? Now, it also helped to expose those people. Shout outs to Doc, Diana, Tom, different YouTube creators. It's like, oh, Alicio, he's had over 10,000 viewers. And you're like, oh, he's the man. But then this pandemic and this virtual space even helped to see the bag chasers, the success runners. And then there are people that are successful that we started to see their significance, because the tear jerkers, the teary eyes from last week, it wasn't because it's, oh, you know Heather, oh, you know Tom, you know Dot, you know Diana, you know Keith, you know Alicia way. No, it's, you know them in an effective way, where, or as I always say, on the road to success, there's people that get ran over chasing the money bag. So you got people complaining on the road where they got tire marks ran over, you know, because somebody was driving over them to get where they're going, to get up top, to get all the viewers and stuff. But the road to significance, you have people with testimonies. You have people with saying, hey, you know, they're walking up the road. They got the knee is hurt like you know, because you had the twist while you were falling with your blessing, with your burden, right? And so you got a little limp with your walk, but you like, you know what? There was somebody there that recognized me on the way. So when somebody's passing you on the road, or you get to that place where somebody successful is, and you say, hey, I know that person. That's so-and-so. If they just say, oh, thank you, and keep walking, they're chasing success. But when they pause and say, hey, how are you? My name is so-and-so, and they have the conversation, then it becomes recognizing, and people that are recognized, when they recognize you, it's a law of reciprocation. And in that law of reciprocation, there's a growth that happens in there, and then it's healing for people from different places, not the obvious. And so coming outside of the walls, you still have to go into somewhere. And the thing that we all got into is a virtual space. And that virtual space are actually real people that we can hear. Remember, and I'm not going too biblical, but faith cometh by hearing. And so what you hear from people is what's going to increase your faith, right? Or it's going to tear your spirit down. And if it starts tearing down, you know you need to mute, cut off, and leave that channel. But if it's lifting you, you stay in tune. You start to cultivate relationship, and then you grow. And then watch this here. You're seeking relationship, and then all the success stuff is actually a consequence of significance. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
So the people that are looking at you now, we have yet to really unpack what you know. Like, I gotta remember, like, I love Lewis. Then I gotta remember, oh, he's the one that told me about the camera face recognition and setting it inside the camera and stuff. And oh, haha, he's got the light diffuser. We was joking about that. Dag, that's good. You did it by yourself. We remember those things. We remember playing with the lights, playing with the focus and stuff. But through there, the story has really helped us. So that whole significance in this virtual space, man, we've learned so much about one another. I mean, family. I can't explain even more. Like, I am so excited because this has really got me through. This is therapeutic. It's lifting, it's helping. And then we don't know what everybody has off camera. So again, right now, to your bottom left, there's somebody there that has been there, that you've been covering, you've gone through struggle with. He's kept you with hope, and all everybody see is you. When people see me and they see Tina, right, or you see a Doc, and I'll just use them two as an example. I had to carry my wife for over 6 months, from the bed to the shower, from the shower to the bed, up, down the step, put her in the car, put her in the wheelchair, go back and forth to the doctors and this, that, and the third, drive her around, take her to her contracts that she got before she had a stroke. You understand what I'm saying? Stroke on the left side, and she's left-handed. And so we've all got some kind of struggle, and our stories are blessings to those people that felt like they were the only one. We're there for each other. And this is why this is so like secondary to me. You know, this is not my primary thing. This is like secondary. And so I was able to find ministry in a place that, look at my tag, Sneak or Preach. I mean, I'm not sneaking it. I just do it. But listen at the stories and how they're helping. That story that you just gave, man, Dude, I'm telling you, I'm giving you credit when I preach it. So let me let you in on the Black Baptist preacher. First time I say it, I'm gonna say, hey, listen, friend of mine, so and so, and I'm gonna say, like I said last week, there was this guy. No, I'm playing, man. That's.
I
good
love
right
it.
there.
You can do whatever you want because, hey, I appreciate you so much. Like,
And I know you got more. But I'm not gonna bother you with it tonight. I'm not gonna push you.
we need to let some people sleep.
Yeah, listen. Hey, you know what's funny? So Tina is home now. They were out of town, and I was loving it, man. I was loving it. I was in here chilling.
I'm not gonna lie. I will let everyone know. Like, I am also very happy and peace in being by myself right now. Even if it was something that I needed, but the fact that I don't have any distraction. My biggest distraction is my son. He requires a lot out of me. So when I try to get into like that flow state of work, whatever it is that I'm doing, it's really tough when he's tugging at me and he needs food or whatever it is that he needs. Sometimes he just needs me to hold him, and
Wow.
because he doesn't talk, it's not like he can easily let me know, and it's always a guessing game with him, and that's part of my my everyday with my boy. But in that same manner, he tells me how much he loves me in so many different ways. And that's why it's like I said, it's just our relationship, and we're doing the best that we can, but I'm doing the best that I can for him. And that's like I said, that's my goal.
What's his name, man?
Aiden.
Aiden? All right.
Aiden Alexander Vega.
Aiden Alexander Vega. So we're gonna keep Aiden in prayer. That's one of my nephews. His name is Aiden. My sister, one of our best friends, we call him nephew, but his name is Aiden. So I'm not going to forget that name. We're going to keep Aiden in prayer. All right. Yes, Lewis, put your buy me a car. See this. Look, this is the community that we got, man. Okay. What is your put your buy me a
Mr. Camera
coffee in
Junkie.
the put it in the column. Can you put it in the column?
Yeah, give me a second because I really
take
don't have
your
the
time.
chat up.
You don't need a second. Take time. You take your time. Listen,
Yeah.
Lil A will teach you to communicate, fam. Exactly. Listen, bro. I've gotten hit with. I had stopped doing convos, right? Because again, I got a little off track, and I had to do a couple of things. Diana put it up. She's put it in the column. It's right here. And this is, buymeacoffee.com, Mr. Camera Junkie, right here. And so,
Thank you, Diana.
yes, thanks, Diana, for putting that up there. There it is, Siobhan. Mr. Camera Junkie is on here. Yep, Doc put it up too. See, folk know. And so,
That's what I'm
Siobhan-
saying. Like, look at that. Like, look at both Diana and Doc.
yes,
Like, coming out here, spending this time, and then being so awesome. That's what I'm saying. The community here, and I'm still taken back. I'm still shocked, amazed, grateful.
now
Just-
look, Siobhan, who asked for your buy me a coffee. Now here's what's crazy. Siobhan and I and Pam, we're PKs, so like we're preachers' kids, right?
Yeah,
And
I'm
so
familiar
you-
with that term.
Yeah, so we pew babies. You understand what I'm saying? So we know church. We grew up in it. That's all we did. Night and day and night, choir rehearsals, all that. But like we are a family that's outside of the box, and we know the world is bigger than a sanctuary with pew chairs. Diana, definitely, we all can relate to this. Where what we're excited about in this platform, and to my buddy Daryl Cook, awesome guy. You'll see his name pop up in Ecamm. I'm surprised. I got to get him in here more. Him and Noble Bowman and we were all on a live together. Noble's a pastor as well. We actually, like, what was a blessing was understanding connection and spiritual connection outside of our norm. And so I just really embrace this stuff. And I'm just telling you right now, bro, I love you, man. I appreciate you. And even to dig deeper, like, I know you have your son there, but I didn't know the whole story of, I'm just thinking like, mom's in the other room, or mom could be working or something, and see how much people don't know, your story. You understand what I'm saying? But there's a time. I think timing is everything. Timing is divine. And this is why my tag is be anxious for nothing. Okay. But in everything in prayer. And let me encourage you with this. No matter what you go through, it's with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known. Don't ever miss that point. I stress that part of it, with thanksgiving. So being thankful, for whatever it is. So in your story tonight, which I'm going to sign off and leave it on that twist in the falling, dude, Diana, if you missed that, this dude said he was falling with his son. His foot got stuck. Dude, I'm picturing, hold up, you ain't even understand what I'm saying. I'm picturing, I got to do this, man. I'm picturing you with your son and your foot getting stuck and you going down about to fall on your blessing and you twist it. Like I'm seeing it spiritually of how you got away, how you figured out how to twist in your fall. Can I just, seriously, man, I figured out how you twisted in your fall. Do you see that, man? Well,
yeah.
you lived it, so but that's the blessing on me tonight is the twist in the fall. Like, oh my gosh, y'all go ahead and be a blessing to this guy. Let me put it back up there. This is how we do. And I found out, so that I found out that when we learn how to sow into others, this is, and I mean from the heart, because again, biblically we say, not under compulsion that you give, right? Not from grunginess, not from twisting your arm or just hype or following what everybody else is doing, but that story is a blessing to somebody. And right now, even through this new norm or pandemic and everything we've gone through, the voice of everyday people is really what's helping. So I just totally believe that. Like the voice of everyday people. I know what I'm supposed to do as a pastor, a preacher, all of that. But the everyday voices are really helping. So thank you for your story. Thank you for your testimony. I'm excited, man. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate you. I love you and this entire community. I just have to say, I just told a story to you. You're the one who snuck a preaching.
Oh, Siobhan.
And the same way, like you're probably gonna mention it on Sunday. Feel free, and
I'm
then
off this
that's
month.
when you can.
Listen, I'm off this month, but I'm gonna still
Okay.
say something anyway.
Exactly. You're gonna sneak it in somewhere.
I was thinking it somewhere. I'll be like, this dude. Wait, but see, again, you
But
made us think about football players. Think
Yeah.
about football players when they're carrying the football, they twist in the tackle.
And they learn how to fall.
Come on, man. There's a twist even when being tackled. Because the way you fall matters. Oh man, people don't talk about that, man. The way
You
you,
have to
fall.
fall to be able to stand up again.
See that? See, you started, man. See, I'm rubbing off on you.
Hey, you know what? It could be true because you are a reflection of the closest people to you. So if it's so, then it's so, because I'd be proud to say that I'm a reflection of someone of your caliber, sir.
So, do you have a Cash App too? Because Sonia, my sister Sonia, is asking my Cash App. Her
It's
husband.
the same thing. I'm Mr. Camera Junkie on everything. You'll
He's
find
Mr.
me. My name is Luis Vega. So just so that it'll be LUIS VEGA.
Wait a minute, are you in
and Mr.
Ecamm right now?
Cameron.
Are you in Ecamm?
Yes.
See, you can put it on your screen too.
Yeah. But,
No.
Actually, yeah.
I
Give me a
just
second.
thought about that. Yeah, go ahead, man. Use your technology,
Yeah.
bro. Come on, Doc is
I
watching.
think
Doc is watching. The teacher is watching.
there we go.
The sensei
Boom.
is watching, man. Come on, man. Make it bigger. Come on, sensei is watching. Can you make it bigger?
If I unlock it, Let me see.
Well, you don't have to do all of that, but because we got that in the column, but your cash app, whatever. So
Exactly. That I didn't have ready.
yeah, how about that? Too many friends with the same name. Look, Luis is a common name, bro.
Yes.
Come on
like,
now.
I was just joking about it because I went on to name.com to see if what my name.com looked like. And
That's
it's
a wrap.
such a common name that
That's
it's
a wrap.
it's a $17,000 URL.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Not Luis, man, boy. You might as well let that
It's
go.
available. They're like, it's available. I'm like, yeah, for $17,000.
Hey, wait. So wait. Oh, the plaque is at my mom's house. I work with, Kenny Dope and Louis Vega. You ever heard of them? Let me give you full
Louis
screen
Vega
again.
with the B. Louis Vega.
No, V. Yeah, it was a V.
Okay, no, then I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay, his name is so they're called Masters at Work out of New York, and they do dance records. I did a record with them, man. It was a Tito Puente song, man, and then we did a song together. It's called La Fiesta, but his name is Louis Vega. So so when I heard Luis, his name is Luis Vega, and you're Luis, so it's like that's a common name. You know what I'm saying, bro? And
Very common. Like,
yeah, it's
most people
very,
don't know that the name Luis is like third most common Hispanic name behind Jesus and Juan.
Tom, once again,
Like-
shout out, man. Tom is out. I know he's going to bed. I got to go to bed too. But this was a
Oh,
blessing, man. This
Doc
was a
Rod
blessing.
took care of my Cash App as well.
Look, Diana did the research. MrLouisVega.com is available for $9.99.
Ah, you see, that one could work.
That could work.
That's coming to America. Aha! Where's the spoon? Aha!
Aha. Doc knows. Look, Doc knows who Louis Vega is. All right, man. We're gonna go out with Stay once again. It's my boy Paris Bowens. And Stay
Okay,
is one
and
of go for
I
it.
just want to thank anyone who's just supported me in any one of these platforms. I want to thank you. It means a lot to me. That's what I'm saying. This community is so amazing that I'm forever grateful, and I just want to say thank you.
Wait a minute. So listen. So Tina doesn't know. So for the people in the back that came to church late, my camera addiction.live got it. So look, you got full screen. Say hi to your sister Tina, and let her know. Tell your story real quick with your son. Go ahead. I know you can give us the short version. Go for it.
Okay, 5 years ago, my son was born 4 months prematurely. He was given less than 25% chance of survival before his first procedure, which came the next day. He had a assortment of different procedures and spent his first 6 months in the neonatal intensive care unit. From there, and within the last 5 years, I've lost my sister, my grandmother, and my mother in that order, and also been divorced within the last year, and been a solo father who's starting from square one, from zero. And that's basically where everyone here who knows me now came into my life, and you probably heard my boy making some noise. I'm gonna bring him on real quick so you guys can meet him, and
Yes.
and that he's the reason why I do what I do. He has his challenges, and we're working through them. But instead of crumbling, I decided to not take time for granted and make the most of my everyday. That's why I put myself out here onto this community, and I've only been able to find such an amazing response from so many amazing people. And what's amazing about these online communities is that you're able to find like-minded people who actually value the interaction and value people's time more than anything. And once I was able to find this community, it's just, you feel at home. And that's why I have so much love for Keith, Doc, so many people in the LGL, Tom, Heather, the list goes on, and it's only getting bigger and bigger every day. And for that, I'm grateful and I'm thankful.
Awesome,
Was
bro.
that good?
No, that was excellent, bro. Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. People, this is Aiden. Introduction to the world. Aiden, look.
This is my little guy. Come on, hey, buddy.
Aiden's
know
like,
you're-
I am tired. I am
He's
ready.
just waking up.
What's going on, Aiden?
You see, this is
Oh
the
my
arm
gosh.
where this is where he lives.
Got you. Awesome, bro. Awesome, man.
Let me put him back down.
Yes, let him get his sleep on, bro. You've been on here. You hung out with us. We appreciate you.
And just to note, I came on here to see if I sounded good on the microphone because you were like, we're tweaking settings. So I was like, oh, I would love to have Keith help me with my microphone. And we never even went there.
Look, listen. And Tina really means this, man. I gave you some of her story. I'm gonna get her on here so that she can, maybe her and Siobhan can do the takeover on their husbands' setups. But listen, she says, I'm sorry he had to tell you this again, but thank you. Your story just blessed me, and it helps me to help a friend who lost their child. So understand how your testimony is a blessing to other people. All right.
Yeah.
Your
He's my miracle
testimony.
man.
And is it Aiden?
She spelled it correctly. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Aiden. Yes, I told you our nephew's name is Aiden as well.
No, I'm sorry. DAN. I misread it.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you. So it's DAN.
AIDAN.
You know what's crazy? I think I can correct this right here in Ecamm.
You don't have to, but I'm just.
Oh. I was going to do it anyway. So Lewis, he owes you some private I owe you some private mic lessons. No, Doc can take care of that. Doc is the expert. I was going to do a live and have Doc tweak it. So she put up the correct name. So we will be praying for Aiden as well, and you. And so Lewis, thank you for your testimony, man. This is what we do. We have fun. And so next time I jump on, we'll get back to the other stuff that we were going to be doing, and we were going to be tweaking through mic settings. And yes, our Avalon and our 2Tech and all of that crap. But all of that stuff means nothing, and we just really wanted to get it away. And the words of my boy Tom Buck, like he said, last week, look, forget all of the equipment and stuff for a minute, and let's just have a conversation. And that's where we were at on tonight. And so I gotta leave out with a song from my boy, and that is none other than Paris Bowens, and that song is Stay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to get you on the screen too. Here it is. Boom. That's it. Let me get that number one. Move this over. Let's get number one. I'm going to add you in on here, and we're going to leave out, and we're going to rock on this song right here. This is about connection, bro. Love you, man. Rocking out.
I want you to stay with me.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for rocking out with us. Thank you for being a blessing.
Stay on me. I want you to walk
I'll be right upstairs, baby.
with me.
Right, use it for your workout, Pam. I hear you.
I want you to walk with me. Cause I've been searching for so long to find someone to share my heart with, Lord. And I am taking you for granted. And I can't afford to lose you, my love. I want you to talk with me. Hey, I want you to talk, yeah. Talk with me. Hey, I want you to stay with me. I want you to stay. Stay, don't leave. Cause I can't settle for a life without change your mind, but I want you to stay.
I have forgotten about the cheesecake. That's just wrong. Dulce de leche. Am I right?
Apple pie.
Apple pie? Okay.
Be with me. Don't go. Don't leave. Yeah. And I need you like a deer needs water. And I need you like a flower needs the sun. So stay. I need you. Stay.
I'm just reading the cheesecake comment.